No, sí, usted sale por este lado.
Welcome to incredible moments caught on camera, where rare, unexpected, and unbelievable moments are captured at exactly the right second. Let's see what really happened behind these clips.
Oh, beautiful to watch.
What began as a summer rainstorm quickly turned Gravena into a white-covered landscape as hail poured down on July 24th. That same day, Bradenton, Florida was hit by heavy rain and repeated waves of strong wind. That woman had nothing to do with the street race, but she nearly paid the price for the reckless actions of two drivers. On July 23, 2026, an equestrian center in Biscarrosse, France, was forced to release its horses so they could find their own way out of the wildfire zone.
What's going on here, folks?
Oh my gosh, there's a car floating down the fucking street.
During flash floods, the speed of the water can be just as dangerous as its depth. In only a few minutes, conditions can change completely, making escape much more difficult.
America.
In the middle of an ordinary day, residents of Santa Cruz suddenly witnessed a sight that made people feel very small. The entire sky appeared to roll in waves above them. Which U.S. state do you live in right now? Has your area recently experienced hail, severe thunderstorms, or flash flooding? When water comes into contact with extremely hot material, it can turn into steam almost instantly. This creates intense pressure and can cause dangerous splashing.
Check this out. Look at this. Wow.
The most concerning part wasn't just the size of the water spout, but how it kept spinning forcefully offshore and slowly moved toward Stock Island. The ocean doesn't always give a warning before it becomes dangerous. A single strong surge can knock an adult off balance or pull them farther from shore. You saw that right. That wasn't a dolphin. It was a young shark jumping out of the water. Not everyone leaving the Space Needle gets attention, but this person's way down had all of Seattle watching. Have you ever seen hail large enough to damage cars or homes like this?
Вот такая вот хуйня летела.
In freezing weather, the driver isn't always the only one at fault. Road conditions can turn an ordinary intersection into an extremely dangerous place. These two seemed to be enjoying a winter walk, except their sidewalk was a sheet of ice right beside Lake Michigan.
Whoa! Whoa!
Some moments in nature make people stop and realize just how small they are compared with the power of the sky. A loud noise at 1:30 in the morning woke Samuel. When he walked toward the kitchen, he found an uninvited guest opening the refrigerator and looking for food.
Shut your door, shut your door. Just...
光木村呢，知道吧？是他是哥。干嘛看我？
The car managed to find a spot that GPS almost certainly never suggested.
The tornado watch remains in effect until 10 p.m. for southeastern Pennsylvania. Repeating, 6.0 feet.
Even a truck weighing thousands of pounds couldn't stand up to the extreme wind as the rotating force threw it off balance and flipped it right on the road.
It's 14.0.
In areas with heavy snowfall, checking for and removing snow from rooftops is very important because the weight that builds up can put both structures and people below at risk. As northern Italy was dealing with flooding, fast-moving water swept a boat straight into a bridge in Turin in a sudden moment. When you retire, would you choose a nature trip like this as your dream journey? After the storm in Albuquerque, what used to be a familiar canal had turned into a violent flow of water, threatening anyone who got too close. Right in front of you is one of the most striking moments at the New Mexico-Texas border as a massive supercell swallowed the entire sky at sunset.
Beautiful to watch.
Look at the ripples on the water. Thousands of hailstones are creating a rare scene at Sydney Harbor. In your view, where was the biggest mistake in how the load was hooked in the inspection before lifting or in the forklift operator's handling? Railroad tracks aren't a place to take risks. A single impatient moment can lead to consequences that can't be undone. New Yorkers are always in a hurry, but this moment brought the whole city to a stop, just to watch the sun line up with the streets. As Arctic air moved in the Michigan lighthouse, gradually turned into an ice castle in the harsh winter landscape. This was probably the kind of moment that made everyone on the boat hold their breath, not from fear, but from sheer amazement. Using nothing but sand, Joseph created structures with fine lines and tiny details, showing remarkable patience and skill. Just looking at the size of these hailstones makes it clear why being outside in these conditions could be extremely dangerous. They were nearly the size of golf balls and hit with tremendous force. This may be the most perfectly synchronized moment ever seen between two cars on the road. A few seconds on Highway 11 in Ontario made the truck driver think he could lose everything before he narrowly avoided a horrific crash. Many people focus only on the rain and thunder, but sometimes the shape and color of the sky are the clearest warning that the weather is becoming severe.
Look at that. Look at this song. Don't you think it's time to get to that thing in the middle?
Heavy rain doesn't just put people at risk. It can also disrupt habitats and force wild animals into dangerous situations.
Are we all gone?
Dropping fish from the air is one way to restock hard-to-reach bodies of water, and what's remarkable is that the fish can survive the fall. If your car suddenly started rolling away on its own like this, how would you react in those first few seconds? A scene that looked like winter appeared in the middle of New Mexico as the ground was covered with thousands of icy hailstones.
Oh, what the?
Looking at this, many people would probably find it hard to believe it was a dust storm, not a scene from an apocalyptic movie. With heavy vehicles, high speed and one sharp turn can easily lead to a loss of balance and serious consequences. That day, the highway had one more driver. The only difference was that he didn't need a license and chose to walk instead of drive. Do you think this is a tornado? No, it's a massive dust column that spun across eastern Nevada over the dry landscape. As pressure builds beneath the ground, Kilauea responds with lava fountains rising dozens to hundreds of feet into the Hawaiian sky.
I hope you're watching this. I don't got enough phones to text you.
Oh my God. It's crazy.
Wichita didn't need anyone to toss rocks into the lake to make ripples. The sky took care of that on its own. Industrial machinery leaves no room for mistakes. If material gets pulled in at exactly the wrong moment, it can create a dangerous situation no one expects. The crash was so powerful that the concrete pole was destroyed, and God protected the girl who was there in that moment. Not city lights at all. The aurora was dancing across the sky over Flamborough, England, just behind the white cliffs that are millions of years old. When severe storms swept through Sydney, it wasn't just the streets that flooded. Even inside a supermarket, the force of the floodwater couldn't be avoided.
Wow. Oh, that's bad, man.
An ordinary day in Yucaipa suddenly became more interesting when a doorbell camera captured a black bear walking up, sniffing around, and accidentally ringing the bell. In the heart of Paris, an unbelievable performance took place as the bicycle didn't roll along the road, but made its way up the steps of France's iconic landmark.
There's some up in the tennis ball side.
Can you imagine a hailstone from the sky as large as a tennis ball? People in Minnesota saw exactly that with their own eyes. He just wanted to bring the water container into the store, but it decided to get off the vehicle first. An air show at Cocoa Beach suddenly turned into an emergency when the pilot had to bring the aircraft down into the waters near Satellite Beach. Fortunately, the pilot got out safely. In just a few short seconds, the sky over Japan became a natural laboratory where a piece of material from space created a display of light as it struck the atmosphere. She thought she had found a safe place to shelter from the storm, but the canopy above her became the most unexpected part. Between human life and the natural world, one brief moment is enough for the two to cross paths. Just minutes after the storm arrived, a parking lot in Cullman, Alabama became the scene of baseball-sized hail falling with frightening force. It looks like the car spotted the pool hall by the road and thought time for some fun.
Oh my goodness. He knows how to open. Hey! Stop!
Bears have an extremely strong sense of smell, and the scent of food from stores or trash cans can attract them from very far away. The fast-moving Cauca River swept away the old bridge in Puerto Valdivia, leaving behind an empty space that deeply saddened local residents. That wasn't a flare. It was a meteor streaking through the atmosphere, turning the sky over Perth into a rare light show. In dry areas like Texas, strong winds can turn the ground into a massive river of dust, reducing visibility almost instantly. Working with vehicles carrying heavy loads on water always involves risk. Checking the weight and following safety procedures can make all the difference in an emergency. You're watching millions of pounds of ash gas and steam being pushed into the sky as an underwater volcano comes to life.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
They were only trying to find the source of a water leak. But seconds later, the entire section of roof above them suddenly collapsed during heavy rain in Providence.
Holy.
Not a shark, and not a huge wave. The animal that caused chaos on that German beach was a wild boar.
Auf jeden Fall. Ich habe ihn voll vor die Nase getreten.
We're no longer just watching. We're right there on the snowy mountainside, racing down through a vast sea of white. This Tesla Model Y wasn't in an accident. It was hit by thousands of chunks of ice falling from the sky during a severe hailstorm in Bavaria. What do you think caused the vehicle to flip? I think the culprit was a hole in the ground. No one expected their car to need a wash today when a septic pipe released a huge amount of waste in just a few seconds. Seeing several types of halos at the same time like this is very rare because it requires a precise combination of the sun's position, the viewing angle, and the structure of ice crystals in the clouds. It looks like this pigeon knows all about rush hour in Cambridge. Hop on the train for a faster ride, then get off at the right stop. When you make it through the hardest challenge, but lose at the final stage. The force of Storm Pierrick turned the English coast into a place where even heavy objects were swept away. Rock slides happen when the forces holding rocks in place are no longer strong enough to resist gravity. Rainwater can weaken the bonds between them, causing the rocks to crack and fall. When you try to show off your driving skills but accidentally sign up for the phone store's door-to-door delivery service.
Look, he's gonna go in there deep. Look at it. Do you work here?
I'm not going to tell you its actual length. Leave your guess before seeing the answer.
That's crazy.
You're seeing the power of water when steep mountain terrain and heavy rain come together, a massive flood surging through what was once a peaceful tourist destination. A double rainbow forms when sunlight enters water droplets, reflects twice inside them, and then exits, creating a second arc with the colors reversed. For a business owner, watching your property being destroyed through a security camera is a moment that's hard to forget. The sound of breaking glass came from right beside the worker, but fortunately he avoided what could have been a very serious accident. With flames surrounding the aircraft, dozens of passengers were able to escape safely during the incident at Sheremetyevo Airport. Do you think this was created by artificial intelligence? A jellyfish-shaped cloud with rainbow colors really appeared in the sky over Texas. During an earthquake, the danger doesn't come only from the shaking. Falling objects, weakened structures, landslides, and infrastructure failures can also pose serious risks. Their outdoor adventure lasted only a few seconds. The ducks stepped into the snow and immediately decided, "Nope, we're staying home today." Out in the open ocean, every wave brings a new challenge. The surfers at Chosin Bay turned this moment into a game with nature. A family in Queensland thought they were dealing with an ordinary thunderstorm until huge chunks of ice started pounding the roof.
Oh my God! Our house is destroyed! Cricket size! Hail!
He's trying to act like he's fine, isn't he? A red light at a railroad crossing isn't a warning to ignore. An approaching train can move far faster than a person can react.
Your wife and talk it out, and then you know where you're going. Holy Jesus Christ!
Don't mistake this for a movie effect. This lightning strike really hit just a few meters from the car on the coast of New South Wales.
Jesus Christ, that was dangerous. Whoa! Holy! Hey mate, look after yourself. Wow!
Whoa! Oh, man! Mostly, you scared me half to death, buddy.
He only needed a ladder to finish the job, but this dog had a different idea. On a snowy road, sometimes the biggest challenge isn't going fast, it's stopping at the right time. Instead of letting the traffic jam turn into frustration, two drivers chose the simplest form of entertainment, a game of rock, paper, scissors right in the middle of traffic. These incredible moments caught on camera have come to an end, but which moment is still stuck in your mind? Leave a comment, and we'll see you in the next video.